What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today we have some great topics from across the board, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So a Brazilian rating board has listed ELEX for the Nintendo Switch in terms of a release, and this one is a bit of a shocker because THQ Nordic is the developer behind this game, or publisher behind it, and they stated that it might be a little too demanding for the Nintendo Switch. Now, ELEX is a handcrafted action RPG, open world, kind of think like Fallout, Mass Effect, Skyrim, those kind of games all put together because of the post-apocalyptic setting. And then you also have jetpacks, so kind of like Mass Effect-ish, but then also Skyrim because of the open world. I mean, there's a lot of things that it kind of borrows from in order to make the type of game that it is. But I do want to talk about this game a little bit in terms of what ELEX is, and then I'll talk about the potential of this even being right, or kind of what's going on here. So ELEX is a handcrafted action role-playing experience from the award-winning studio creators of the Gothic series, set in a brand new post-apocalyptic science fantasy universe that puts players into a huge seamless game world full of original characters, mutated creatures, deep moral choices, and powerful action. In ELEX, you join the war over a powerful resource that gives people great magic-like powers, but turns them into indifferent, cold creatures. And here are some of the features of the game: completely seamless open-world experience without borders and loading zones for the ultimate exploration experience. Vertical exploration, use your jetpack to reach any place in the game world, so kind of Mass Effect-ish, and also other games as well that use jetpacks. Simulated game world where everything reacts to players' actions and provide a authentic atmosphere. Highly interconnected quest system that supports true player choices. Tactical and challenging combat system for close and ranged combat. Universe set in a post-apocalyptic science fantasy universe that combines the most interesting aspects of all the games. Now, when you talk about these Brazilian rating boards in terms of what's coming to the Switch and what's not, they've been pretty spot on. They've been pretty spot on with a lot of the stuff that they've had. So am I going to sit here and say this is outright false? No, I'm not going to, because it wouldn't have popped up if there wasn't any smoke to the fire. Now, we've seen sometimes these things turn out not to be true. It turns out just to be a mistake. But we always see it whenever it comes to these games that come to the Switch. You'll see it on these foreign rating boards, whether it's in Taiwan or it's in Australia or it's in South America somewhere, and they come up and then all of a sudden they get announced later down the line. I don't think there's been anything so far that's come up on this Brazilian rating board that I've been tracking that's ever not come to fruition. So this is a possible chance, but it's just kind of interesting because THQ Nordic said that it might be too demanding for it, but maybe they changed their tune. Maybe they were able to kind of really work on the game, and they couldn't get it out at launch or around the launch because this game did launch back in October 2017, but maybe they worked on it and they actually got it working on the Nintendo Switch, got some help, whatever the case was, and I would think that they probably would want to release it on there. This game has been pretty much dead in terms of sales. I haven't really heard anybody talk about it. Even back in October, I don't think it even really cracked too high on the sales charts from what I understand. I always go over the PSN, Xbox Live. Of course, there was the NPD reports and all that, and I didn't really see it anywhere. Now, maybe it did better, but maybe they want to bring it out on the Nintendo Switch where they can get some extra revenue on there. So this one is definitely above 50% in terms of it happening, just because these Brazilian rating boards and these other ones are usually right on things. Sometimes they do make mistakes when it comes to the platforms. I mean, this could be a simple mistake to where they put Switch and maybe it's like a Game of the Year edition and it's supposed to be coming to the PS4 and Xbox One or something, but we just don't know until we get an official announcement. In terms of how good this game is, the game quality, it just varies depending on what review site you go to or who you talk to. Some people feel that the game isn't very good. Some people feel that the game is really good. On Steam, it has some mixed reviews, with mostly positive, but some mixed reviews. But it's not like a super, like, I guess, AAA quality game in terms of what people think of the gameplay and the story and all of that. Apparently, the voice acting is a little bit hit or miss. The AI can be a bit dumb, and that can kind of kill things if you're trying to get into like a good action RPG and the AI is just horrible. We'll see if it actually does happen. I would love for there to be a game like this on the Nintendo Switch. There really aren't too many. I mean, we do have Skyrim, which is really good. but it would be great if this one came over as well. Skyrim has had some great success on the Nintendo Switch, and I think that this game, if they fix a few things and if it's tuned towards the Nintendo Switch, put in some extra features in there, HD rumble, things like that, I think people are actually going to gravitate towards it because it's just something that we don't have on the system, and we can play this style of game anywhere we want. We've already seen with Skyrim that people really want that, even if it's an old game, and this game is nowhere near as old as Skyrim, but is it as good? I don't think so, but we'll have to wait and see if this title comes over to Nintendo Switch. So what do you guys think about ELEX potentially coming over from THQ Nordic? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into a potential sighting or listing for Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Apparently this game was listed on a French store site, but then it was taken down. However, I don't want people getting too excited and crazy over this because this fan base, it's very kind of like small, but it's very passionate about that. They've been wanting a Switch version. In my opinion, I think the people who really follow this game want a Switch version because usually what this game comes to is like PlayStation systems, PS Vita and all that, but if you have the Nintendo Switch, you don't got to worry about PS Vita and PS4 remote play or anything like that. You can just have it on one system and play it portably in addition to playing on your TV with the Switch. However, there was something that I want to talk about here because the box art that was listed, there are multiple issues with it, and Nintendo Everything, in addition to a Reddit thread, pointed out some of the issues with this box art because this has been circulating in terms of Sunday when I'm recording this video. So there is some evidence that it's fake, and shout out to some of the Reddit people over there for pointing out this stuff. So the number one thing is that the word Switch in the title is misaligned with the words Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. It's hovering a few pixels above it, and there was no spacing, so even if it's a placeholder, it looks a bit off. And also the action adventure is floating around and the top is misaligned too far to the left, so that's some issues right there. And there's a number of other reasons why as well if you look over to the Reddit page. So I'm not going to sit here and say that this is going to happen or it's potentially going to happen. I'm just going to say it's a rumor at this point. And one of the original things here, that the source of this leak was from 4chan, and guys, we already know what happens there. We've seen it when it comes to these links with these things with 4chan. Sometimes they get things right, very few times, but then a lot of times they make up stuff. There's fake box arts and all of this stuff. Now, I do feel that Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony would be great on the Nintendo Switch. NIS is publishing that. We do know that NIS, in terms of their business relations with Nintendo and them bringing games to the Switch, have been very good. They like the game sales. They want to bring more to the system. So it is possible, but I just don't think this is where the news is coming from in terms of the listing and all of that. But I wonder why the French store put that out on there. You just don't know why it put that out on there, but maybe, you know, like I said, maybe somebody did it on purpose, put it up on the site, gained access to it, and then the French site saw it and said, okay, we got to take this down. Somebody kind of breached our systems or something like that. You never know with these things. So I'm definitely erring on the side of caution on this one. Please take it as a rumor. It's not fact or guaranteed or true or anything like that until we actually get the official confirmation. So what do you guys think about this, and would you like to play this title on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next article here, we have an update for Tiny Metal incoming very soon here. So Area 35 has started to release a few updates for Tiny Metal on Steam in terms of new content. 3 new skirmish maps have been prepared. A ton of adjustments and improvements have also been implemented. Also in the works is a multiplayer patch. New features are on the way as well, including new maps and a new area roster. Console players will be updated to the new version, so this will be reflected soon on the Nintendo Switch. There is a full patch notes in terms of what they're doing. They're adding in the content. There's been UI changes across the board, making the cursors better, the UI interface better, so much different stuff here, extra zoom levels and field mode. There's been improvements to units in terms of default voices and contrast ratio numbers of the percentages and hit bars and things like that. Pretty good stuff. Balancing, they've also fine-tuned the balancing. There's multiple different things there. Scout units, bug fixes, disabled certain problems. There's just so many different things that they're doing to try to increase the quality of this game. I know that this title kind of was hyped up as a little bit of Advanced Wars, and a lot of people didn't feel that it was as good as Advanced Wars, even the one back like on the GBA, you know, the original remake of the Advanced Wars. So some people didn't even feel that it was as good as any of those games, but maybe some of these improvements are going to improve things when it comes to it. I know that Tiny Metal has kind of went through a little bit of a rough patch just because the developer got accused of stealing money from the other Kickstarter that they were doing for that RPG. So I think a lot of people just didn't trust them, or whatever the case was. But either way, I like to see that they're actually bringing improvements over to Tiny Metal. I think that this game has a lot of promise in terms of providing somewhat of an advanced Wars experience to fans out there, and I don't feel that it's a bad game based on what I've seen. And I haven't played the game yet. I know I did give away a copy of the game via PC, so I think that was to David. So shout out to David, man. Hopefully you enjoyed your copy of the game. But overall, I probably will wait for like some type of discount or something like that, and I'll check it out on the eShop. But there's just so many different games to play, and I just don't have the amount of time to play everything that comes out. So what do you guys think about Tiny Metal in terms of the game itself? Are any of these improvements going to vastly improve the experience so far that you've seen once you've checked out the patch notes? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the final article here, we have a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 message from director Tetsuya Takahashi, and I always love to hear what Takahashi-san has to say because he's easily one of my top 3 developers of all time. This man is a legend when it comes to RPG games, so let's go ahead and get into what he had to say here. So, good day to everyone who has bought Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This is Takahashi from Monolith Soft. I'm glad to have a chance to deliver my speech directly to everyone by using email this time. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a scenario-based RPG that inherits the gameplay system from its prequel, Xenoblade Chronicles. Being scenario-based, some people may think, is this game just about pursuing the main story? But this game is different. It has a lot of features than just the story, such as exploring a vast world, raising creatures and the various blades, beating strong monsters, and so many quests. You'll need a lot of time to enjoy all of the replay value, but you don't need to hurry. Soon, the advanced New Game Mode, aka Second Playthrough / New Game Plus, will be implemented for all players. Other than that, additional quests and story will be given to those who have bought the expansion pass. We are planning for this content to make Xenoblade Chronicles 2 playable worldwide in an even longer term, so please play at your own relaxed pace. Finally, please continue supporting Xenoblade Chronicles 2! Exclamation mark at the end of there. So General Director Tetsuya Takahashi at Monolith Soft. And shout outs to Nintendo Everything and everyone who's involved in the translation of this piece. And I have to say with Takahashi, I absolutely love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm getting further towards beating the game. I'm nearing the end of it, and this is absolutely a must-play, must-buy experience for any RPG fan out there. Not saying the game is perfect because there's definitely some issues here and there, but overall, I think with some of the patches that have come out, they've actually improved quite a number of things. Now, I don't have any pixel counters or looking at resolutions with my magnifying glass or anything like that, but I feel that the portable play has been greatly enhanced, in my opinion, in terms of just the frame rate, the stability of it, and the looks of it have probably been sharpened up just a bit from when it first launched. Plus, there's been some other fixes, there's been some great additions. I definitely recommend the season pass if you're a hardcore Xenoblade Chronicles fan like myself. Just getting that extra content and the extra DLC quests are really cool, and those DLC quests are pretty fun. I've played a couple of them. Good stuff there. Plus, there's going to be blades and other things distributed in the future, in addition to just more updates, like you said, coming mid-February, mid to endish February. We're going to get that New Game Plus mode as well. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the complete package when it comes to RPG games out there. I have never played an RPG game like this. It is just unique. It has such a great concept of raising blades in terms of that, the elemental aspects of it, and the story is phenomenal. One of the best stories that I've ever experienced in an RPG game to date, so I'm absolutely loving pretty much everything about this game. I'm 120 hours plus into the game and no signs of slowing down. I'm going to be playing this game all year. So what do you guys think about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in terms of the message from Tetsuya Takahashi? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube live gaming page. Consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.